Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How many times have you said, "I'll start on Monday"? How many times have you downloaded a productivity app, bought a planner, watched a motivational video, felt fired up for exactly 3 days, and then went back to doing nothing? If you're being honest with yourself, the answer is probably more times than you want to count. And here's the thing nobody tells you. That's not a willpower problem. That's not a discipline problem. That's not even a laziness problem. That's a system problem. Because the system most people use to try to change, the big dramatic overhaul, the complete lifestyle transformation, the new me starting now approach, is scientifically designed to fail. Your brain is literally wired to reject it. But there's a Japanese method that works completely differently. It doesn't ask you to be motivated. It doesn't require discipline. It doesn't demand that you become a different person overnight. It's called Kaizen. And once you understand how it actually works, you will never approach change the same way again. I want to tell you about a guy named Daniel. Daniel was 34 years old, software developer, smart guy, genuinely smart, the kind of person who could solve complex problems at work before his first coffee, but couldn't figure out why his personal life felt like it was quietly falling apart. He wasn't in crisis, that's the thing. There was no dramatic rock bottom, no intervention, no moment where everything collapsed at once. It was slower than that, more insidious. He'd wake up at 7:58 for an 8 a.m. meeting, join the call still half asleep, work through the day reacting to whatever demanded his attention, order food because cooking felt like too much, spend the evening scrolling, because his brain was too tired to do anything that required actual effort, go to bed at 1 a.m. telling himself tomorrow would be different. And tomorrow was never different. The projects he wanted to start sat untouched. The book he was going to write existed only as a document with a title and 3 paragraphs. The fitness routine kept getting pushed to next week. The online course he'd paid for had a 0% completion rate. He wasn't lazy in the traditional sense. He worked hard at his job. He showed up. He delivered. But everything that was supposed to be for him, the things that were supposed to build the life he actually wanted, those things never happened. He told himself it was because he didn't have enough time, enough energy, enough motivation. But one evening, scrolling through his phone, he came across a single sentence that stopped him completely. You don't lack motivation. You lack a system that respects human psychology. He put his phone down. And for the first time in a long time, he actually thought. The word Kaizen comes from 2 Japanese characters. Kai, meaning change. Zen, meaning good. Good change. Continuous improvement. It was developed in post-war Japan as a manufacturing philosophy. The idea that instead of massive, disruptive overhauls, you make tiny, consistent improvements every single day. The cumulative effect over time is staggering. Toyota built one of the most efficient production systems in human history using Kaizen, not through revolution, through thousands of tiny daily improvements that compounded over years. But here's what nobody talks about. Kaizen works on human beings for the exact same reason it works on production lines. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. It loves predictability. It is deeply, biologically suspicious of sudden dramatic change, because in evolutionary terms, sudden dramatic change usually meant danger. When you decide to wake up at 5 a.m., run 5 kilometers, eat only salad, meditate for an hour, read 30 pages, and journal, all starting tomorrow, your brain doesn't feel inspired. It feels threatened, and it will sabotage you, not because you're weak, because that's exactly what brains do when they detect an overwhelming threat. Kaizen bypasses this completely. When the change is small enough, genuinely, almost embarrassingly small, your brain doesn't trigger the resistance alarm. The change slides under the radar. And once it's a pattern, your brain actually starts protecting it. That is the hack. Not motivation, not discipline, biology. Here's the number that changes everything. If you improve 1% per day for 1 year, you don't end up 365% better. You end up 3,778% better. That's not a typo. That's compound growth. The same principle that makes investment accounts grow exponentially over time applies directly to human habits and skills. Conversely, if you get 1% worse every day for a year, you decline to nearly 0. The direction matters infinitely more than the size of the step. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for the motivation to take a giant step. They never take the giant step. And because they never take the giant step, they tell themselves they're not the kind of person who changes. Kaizen says, forget the giant step. Take the smallest step imaginable. Take it today. Take it tomorrow. Take it the day after. Watch what happens in a year. Daniel read about Kaizen that night and felt the same thing most people feel initially. Skepticism. This sounds too simple. There must be a catch. He'd been down the productivity rabbit hole before. He knew about habit stacking, morning routines, time blocking, the Pomodoro technique. He'd tried all of it. But he'd never tried starting so small it felt pointless. So he decided to run an experiment on himself. Daniel chose one thing. Not his fitness, not his book, not his diet, not his sleep schedule. One thing. Every morning, before opening his laptop, he would spend 2 minutes writing whatever was in his head. Not good writing, not structured writing, just 2 minutes of whatever. 2 minutes. He set a timer. He wrote. He stopped when the timer went off. Day 1 felt ridiculous. 2 minutes of rambling thoughts that made no sense. Day 3, he wrote something that surprised him, an idea for a feature at work he hadn't consciously been thinking about. Day 7, he noticed he was annoyed when the timer went off. He wanted to keep going. Day 14, he didn't need the timer. He just wrote. Sometimes 3 minutes, sometimes 5, but he always started. Something Dr. Yamamoto, a productivity researcher whose work Daniel had started reading, calls the identity shift had begun. Daniel was no longer a person trying to build a writing habit. He was becoming a person who writes in the morning. That distinction is everything. Stanford neuroscientist research on habit formation shows that the brain has 2 distinct systems in conflict when you try to change behavior. The prefrontal cortex, rational, goal-oriented, future-focused. This is the part that wants to change. The basal ganglia, ancient, pattern-based, deeply conservative. This is the part that runs your automatic behaviors. And it fights hard to keep them exactly as they are. Every massive lifestyle overhaul is a direct attack on the basal ganglia, and the basal ganglia almost always wins. It has more practice, more resources, and it's playing defense, which is always easier than offense. Kaizen doesn't attack the basal ganglia, it infiltrates it. A change so small it doesn't register as a threat passes through the basal ganglia's defenses undetected. Once it's inside, once it's been repeated enough times to become automatic, the basal ganglia starts defending the new behavior instead of the old one. You've hijacked the system. This is why Kaizen works where willpower fails. Willpower is fighting the basal ganglia every single day. That's exhausting and unsustainable. Kaizen makes the basal ganglia your ally. A University of London study on habit formation found that on average it takes 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic, not the commonly cited 21 days. But here's the critical finding. The complexity of the behavior dramatically affects that timeline. Simple behaviors, drinking a glass of water at a specific time, can become automatic in as few as 18 days. Complex behaviors, going to the gym 5 times a week, can take over 250 days. Kaizen starts with simple behaviors and builds from there. Kaizen doesn't exist in isolation. In Japanese philosophy, it connects to a system of complementary principles that together create something remarkably complete. Daniel discovered these gradually, the way you discover anything real, not all at once, but one piece at a time when you're ready for it. Ikigai, your why. 4 months into his 2-minute writing practice, Daniel realized something. He wasn't just writing in the morning to build a habit. He was writing because somewhere underneath all the procrastination and distraction, there was something he genuinely wanted to say. A book he actually wanted to exist in the world. Ikigai is the Japanese concept of purpose. The intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be rewarded for. Without Ikigai, Kaizen is just a technique. With it, Kaizen becomes a vehicle. Because on the days Daniel didn't want to open his laptop, and there were many, he didn't think about habits or streaks or productivity. He thought about the book, the thing that mattered, and he wrote 2 minutes anyway. Purpose is not motivation. Motivation is a feeling that comes and goes. Purpose is a direction that stays. Hara Hachi Bu, the 80% principle, Kaizen applied to energy, not just time. The Okinawan principle of eating until 80% full contains a wisdom that extends far beyond food. Stop before you're depleted. Leave something in reserve. Daniel applied this to his work sessions. Instead of pushing until he was completely exhausted and needed 2 days to recover, he stopped while he still had energy left. Every day. Sustainable output instead of heroic bursts followed by collapse. This is the antidote to burnout, and it's counterintuitive. You produce more by doing slightly less each day than by doing everything you have until you have nothing left. Wabi-sabi, imperfection as the path. 3 months in, Daniel missed 4 days in a row. Work exploded. A deadline he hadn't anticipated consumed everything. The old Daniel would have used those 4 days as evidence. See? I can't do this. I'm not the kind of person who sticks to things. The streak is broken. What's the point? Wabi-sabi, the Japanese philosophy of finding beauty in imperfection and incompleteness, offered a different frame. Missing 4 days doesn't erase 90 days of showing up. An imperfect path is still a path. The goal was never a perfect streak. The goal was becoming a person who writes. He opened his laptop on day 94. He wrote 2 minutes. He kept going. Gambaru, endure. Gambaru is the Japanese concept of perseverance, continuing not because it's easy or enjoyable or inspiring, but because you said you would and that matters. There's a difference between Gambaru and suffering through something. Gambaru isn't masochism. It's the quiet, undramatic decision to do the small thing on the days when you don't feel like it. Daniel described it as, the 2 minutes on a bad day are worth 10 times the 2 minutes on a good day, because on a good day, showing up is easy. On a bad day, showing up is proof. Kaizen, the thread that connects everything. These 4 principles don't work independently. Kaizen is the thread that connects them, the daily practice of small improvement that gives Ikigai somewhere to go, that makes Hara Hachibu sustainable, that gives Wabi Sabi a context, and that gives Gambaru something worth enduring for. 8 months in, Daniel went through a difficult period. A relationship ended. Work became genuinely brutal. He moved apartments. 3 weeks of chaos where the morning routine disappeared entirely. He didn't write. He didn't do the things he'd built. He watched television until late, ordered food every night, and felt the familiar gravitational pull back toward who he used to be. The old identity calling him home, and he answered it, for 3 weeks. Here's what he noticed when he came back. It was easier than starting the first time. Not easy, but easier. Because the first time he built the habit, he had no evidence it was possible. This time he had 8 months of evidence. His brain knew this territory. The neural pathways were there, quieter than before, but there. He wrote 2 minutes on a Tuesday morning after 3 weeks of nothing. Then Wednesday, then Thursday. By the second week back, he was at 5 minutes. Not because he pushed himself, because he wanted to be. This is what Kaizen builds that no other system builds. A foundation that survives failure. Because the foundation isn't the streak. The foundation is the identity. And identity, once genuinely shifted, is remarkably resilient. A Harvard Business School study on motivation and progress found something that overturned decades of assumption about what drives human performance. The single biggest driver of motivation is not reward, not punishment, not accountability, not even purpose. It's progress. Specifically, the perception of forward movement, however small. People who feel they are making progress, even tiny progress, on meaningful work are dramatically more motivated, more creative, and more persistent than people who don't. Kaizen is essentially a system for manufacturing that feeling of progress daily. Every small action completed is evidence of forward movement, and that evidence fuels the next action. It's a self-reinforcing loop, and once it's running, it's remarkably hard to stop. A separate study tracking people attempting significant life changes, career transitions, health transformations, skill development, found that those who used incremental approaches were 63% more likely to sustain their changes at the 2-year mark compared to those who attempted complete overhauls. Not 10% more likely, 63%. The slow approach isn't just kinder, it's more effective. Daniel finished his book 14 months after that first 2-minute writing session. Not a great book. He'll tell you that himself. A first book, messy in places, overwritten in others, with moments that genuinely surprised him, but a finished book. An actual, complete, existing thing that wasn't there before. He didn't transform his entire life. He still orders food more than he should. His apartment is not always tidy. He has days where the old patterns win. But here's what changed permanently. He is no longer a person who doesn't follow through. That identity shift, from someone who has ideas to someone who executes them, happened in 2-minute increments, over months, without a single dramatic motivational moment. The morning he typed the last sentence of his book, he didn't feel the Hollywood version of triumph. He felt something quieter and more durable. He felt like himself, the version of himself he'd been trying to become for years. He went to make coffee. He came back. He opened a new document. He typed a title. And then he set a timer for 2 minutes. You've made it this far. That means something. It means there's something you want to change, something you've been meaning to start, a gap between the life you have and the life you keep almost beginning. Here's what I'm asking you to do. Not a 30-day challenge, not a complete lifestyle overhaul, not a commitment to become a different person by next month. One thing. The smallest version of that thing you can imagine. If you want to write 2 minutes tomorrow morning. If you want to exercise, 5 minutes. Not a workout. 5 minutes. If you want to learn something, 1 page. 1 video. 10 minutes. If you want to meditate, 60 seconds. Literally 1 minute. Something so small that your brain doesn't sound the alarm. Something so achievable that you cannot use a reasonable excuse not to do it. And do it tomorrow. And the day after. And the day after that. Don't add anything for 2 weeks. Don't try to speed it up. Don't turn it into a program. Just the one small thing. every day, for 14 days. At the end of 14 days, you will have done something most people never manage. You will have kept a promise to yourself for 2 weeks straight. And that proof, that quiet, undramatic, private proof, is the only thing you actually need. Because once you know you can keep a small promise, you know you can keep any promise. That's Kaizen. That's the method. That's how laziness doesn't stand a chance. Not because you attacked it, but because you made it irrelevant, one tiny choice at a time. Tell me in the comments, what's the one small thing you're starting tomorrow? I'll be reading. If this reached you, subscribe to learn more and not miss any videos.